When a surprise hits, a big surprise, a geopolitical surprise, like COVID-19 or oil at $30 a barrel, people's first reaction is to ask, what do I do? I want to suggest to you that's the wrong question. But the instinct to ask questions is exactly right. I want to suggest that the best thing you can do is start with 3 questions, distinct questions. First of all, what's going on? What's reality? Second of all, what does it mean? If that's what's going on, what does it mean? And then connected to both is, what can I do? Now, each of those has distinct frameworks to generate better questions within them. But for today, I just want to spend a little bit of time on that last question, which has been very carefully phrased. What can I do? Not, what do I do? A panicked call to action. Not, what should I do? Assuming that under these circumstances, gosh, here's a course of action. Instead, what can I do? Which is an attempt to unlock what's called effectual thinking, which is to assume that in many respects, the future is fundamentally unknowable. But it is, in other ways, creatable. It can be created by you in an entrepreneurial manner, but in a bottom-up fashion, not in a top-down way. Most business schools start out teaching that you should look at a country and get some basic statistics and then analyze those statistics and narrow your target market down to a certain city or region and break it down in a top-down manner. And I'm suggesting to you that in a crisis, it's far more constructive to ask yourself bottom-up questions like, who are we as an organization? Who am I as a person? What do we know or have? And what can we do under these circumstances to create a future? In other words, you've got to get in the mindset that, first of all, the world really has changed, but there are ways that you can profit from disorder. And again, that's a very carefully chosen phrase. Some of you might be familiar with it. It's Nassim Taleb's idea of anti-fragile. Because the way most people think about things is you've got fragile over here and robust over here, and they're 2 poles, but they're not. Move robust to the middle, and over here, put anti-fragile. You don't want to be fragile. Fragile's bad. But you also, ideally, you want to move from robust, which just survives disorder, into anti-fragile, which actively profits from disorder. To get in that mindset, you've got to ask, what can I do? Who are we as an organization? What assets do we have? And how do they apply to this new world? And sometimes it helps to take a step back, therefore, to look not at the news, but internally about what asset do I actually possess? And then ask, how do they apply in this new world? And particularly, how might our view of certain assets or capabilities differ from the conventional view? In other words, be contrarian. Think about, here's the event, here's the consensus view, and here's our view, and here are the implications of our different view. In short, I want to leave you with the idea that in a strategic surprise, a geopolitical shock like this, undoubtedly, the quality of your future business, your future life even, depends more on the quality of your questions than any given information source you have. There's no magic information source that is going to tell you what to do. As a leader, your key capability is to know about yourself, your organization, and then apply that knowledge to opportunities in the new world and to create them, not wait for it to arrive.